Today, when we go hunting for animals in Africa, we can travel by jeep and hunt with cameras instead of guns. But for a long time, Africa was thought of as a land of mystery because most of it is separated from the rest of the world by the vast Sahara Desert, a desert almost as big as the whole United States. A large part of Africa is made up of high, flat lands called plateaus. There are large forests, mostly hot and dense, and there are large areas of rolling grasslands with pleasant temperatures. The grasslands are home for some of Africa's most interesting animals. They live in herds and eat the grass and the leaves of other plants. Their main protection is their ability to run fast. Here's a large herd of zebras, members of the horse family. They look very much like small striped horses. They have hoofs much like those of horses, too. While these zebras all seem to be striped the same way, actually every one is as different as one fingerprint is from another. What's this behind the bush? The zebras run away at first, but it's only a baby giraffe. Now you can see how stripes and spots help to hide an animal in the forest. This is a good example of protective coloring. Giraffes and zebras are often found in the same places. This baby giraffe has a hard time reaching the ground. This grown giraffe has the same trouble. A full-grown giraffe may stand 8 or 9 feet to the shoulder with another 7 feet of head and neck. The largest weigh more than a ton. The giraffe is the world's tallest animal, almost as high as a 2-story building. A favorite food of the giraffe is the leaf of a certain kind of tree, the acacia tree. It has tiny leaves and big thorns, but the giraffe can nip off each tiny leaf without hurting itself on the thorns. See how its remarkable long tongue helps it do this. Giraffes live in herds like some other animals of the grasslands. This is a herd of wildebeests. That's a Dutch word for wild beast. Isn't it an odd-looking creature? It's a member of the antelope family. Africa is the home of many different kinds of antelope, like this eland. Its stripes look almost like sunlight coming through the trees. Another example of protective coloring. This beautiful antelope is called a Thompson's gazelle. There are more than 60 different members of the antelope family in Africa. Antelope are of many sizes, and some look quite different from the others, but all live on grass and leaves. And though many have sharp horns, they usually depend on their protective coloring and their fast legs for protection. An enemy of the antelope is the cheetah, which can outrun even the antelope in a short burst of speed. The cheetah is a meat eater, but it doesn't kill unless it's hungry. The leopard, which spends much of its time in trees, is another meat eater. It is at home on the ground as well as in the trees, and is a skillful hunter. Lions are meat eaters too. These young ones are not yet able to attack a large antelope. But the antelope doesn't come too close, for lions live in families, and the adult lions are almost sure to be nearby. Notice the mane on the male lion. The lioness doesn't have a mane. Meat eaters like lions, leopards, and cheetahs feed on some of the leaf-eating animals like zebras and antelope. Notice how these antelope keep a safe distance, but they won't run away unless the lioness starts after them. Lions have sharp teeth and tear off pieces of meat, which they swallow whole. Whatever meat is left is cleaned up by the vultures and marabou storks. They might be called the garbage collectors of Africa. But not all leaf-eating animals are hunted by the lions, leopards, and cheetahs. The rhinoceros is protected by a very thick hide. Its front horn is several feet long, and while the rhino doesn't usually fight, he can be dangerous and can move very fast on his heavy feet. This is a hook-lipped rhino. Notice how the pointed lip is used for holding. Rhinos usually live in families. A baby rhino nurses for about 2 years. Here's a creature that isn't as gentle as it looks. It's a Cape buffalo, and when full grown, it's a dangerous enemy of the lion. Can you guess what this is? Yes, what you saw was the nose of a hippopotamus, which means river horse. The hippopotamus is another thick-skinned animal, safe from most meat-eaters. It eats grasses and reeds along the riverbanks and in the water. It can stay underwater for many minutes. The majestic elephant is another animal, seldom, if ever, attacked by the meat-eaters. Elephants are grass and leaf eaters and make good use of their trunks for searching out choice morsels. A large elephant may weigh as much as 6 tons. A lot of weight for his sturdy legs to carry. Look at the size of the ears on this baby elephant. African elephants have much bigger ears than their Indian cousins. Elephants are the biggest land animals in the world. Africa is the home of the world's largest birds, too, the familiar ostrich. They used to be killed for their feathers, but now they're protected by law. Some are raised on ostrich farms. They have powerful legs, well suited to running on the grasslands, since they can't fly. They rest by squatting on their legs. Here in the waters of this wide, shallow lake in eastern Africa, called Lake Nakuru, is the home of another large bird, the flamingo. It feeds on tiny plants and animals floating in the water, so small that they can't be seen by the eye alone. The beak of the flamingo is shaped so that water can be strained through it, leaving the food behind. It was estimated that when these pictures were taken, there were several million flamingos living along this one small lake. Of course, there are many, many other animals in Africa, like this baboon and her baby, and other members of the monkey family, like this little bush baby with its huge eyes. And there are many reptiles, like this monitor lizard, which may grow to be 5 or 6 feet long, and this vicious-looking crocodile. The Cape dogs of Africa are wild dogs who roam the grasslands in packs. They are skillful and untiring hunters of larger animals. Perhaps one of Africa's most interesting animals is this one, whose name starts with 2 A's, the aardvark, which means earth pig. It eats ants and termites, one of the world's fastest diggers. Just watch it go after a meal. Aardvarks, like many other interesting animals of Africa, are found nowhere else in the world. So today, many animals are protected in game preserves, where photographers may go to bring back pictures like the ones you have just seen, to show us how African animals look and live.